Good morning, beautiful people. Just tapping in with you on this beautiful Thursday morning, out on a morning walk right now. I wanted to touch upon some things that I've experienced with clients and I experienced myself in the home buying process. And I kind of want you to see how I correlate that with mountain biking as well. As you guys probably seen following my Instagram posts and things like that this past week, I conquered one of my biggest fears or obstacle on a course or on a trail that I normally ride daily. It's called the waterfall feature. The reason why is because I'm just basically scared of heights and I don't want to, crash and hurt myself really severely. I mean, that's normal fear, healthy fear. But I want to tell you how it ties in with life in general. That's why I do mountain biking. I do a lot of things like that scare me because self-employment, entrepreneurship is scary. You never know where your next paycheck is coming from. You don't know if it's going to be feast or famine. And right now, a lot of people in the world are experiencing famine. And when I mean famine, I don't mean like starving like that, but there's not a consistent income source, and life is out here jumping us, whooping our butts. Um, but I want to tie this back into what I was talking about earlier with the feature. Finally, I saw a young lady on the trail. Shout out to Sherry Moore, met her at on a waterfall feature. She works at Amigos Bike Shop out in Alvatuki. Hit her up, tell her I sent you. But I saw this little lady, full face helmet, vest on, bam, tackling this feature for her first time. And I was watching in amazement how she had I don't want to say no fear. She did have fear, but she was conquering it. She wanted to go down that waterfall feature just like I did, but I didn't have the gall to do it. So I said to her, if you do it, I'll do it. Not thinking she's going to do it. But of course, you know how the universe and God plays it on you. She went down that waterfall feature and I'm like, golly, my turn. So then she's like, well, you're up next. You said you was going to do it. So I end up doing it, right? I was so stressed going down that thing.
Like a
But at the
pro,
end, you could
dude.
see me
Yeah.
pump my fist like in a sigh of relief because it's like, man, I conquered that fear. And I want to share this with you guys. The hard part is not actually doing the task itself. It's initiating it and getting started because we don't know where to go. We don't know the outcome because that's what we're focused on. The fear is on the outcome. Like, how's it going to look? Am I going to get rewarded or am I going to get badly hurt? So, with that in mind, I'm going to tell you what happens to a lot of my clients and people that I deal with in my inner sphere when it comes to the home buying or selling process. A lot of us have the fear getting started. The biggest obstacle is never the paperwork, it's never, the process of getting going or in the midst of moving around and doing the transaction. It's always getting started. And that's where we become frozen with fear. And I vow when as a little kid, I remember at at my auntie's boyfriend's house, all my cousins and things were drunk and people were jumping off the roof into the pool. I'm like, man, that looks like fun. I want to do it. And then when I got to the edge of that roof, I froze in fear. And everybody's like, yeah, Angelo, you could do it, you could do it, you could do it. And I just froze and didn't do it and cried about it. I think I was under the age of 5 at that time. But I remember that feeling of just like, I hate being fearful and having it lock me up where I can't move and I can't enjoy the things I want to do in life because of fear. And I vowed to myself, that's when I knew I had the power of manifestation. I told myself, I'm not going to feel like that. And if I do feel like that, do it anyway. Because my father always told me, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but you didn't. And you'll never know when you don't do it. So as you see us when we're going to the mountain bike and to a certain section, we stop, we get off our bikes and we go scope out the trail to make ensure that we have the cleanest and clearest line so we can take a calculated risk if we do take that risk. And if like we decide, hey, this ain't worth it, we'll walk it down. But we're still going down it. We're not going down on our bikes, but we're going down walking. And we're going to make sure we end up safe. So that's a lot of times you see us at the top before we initiate. We're looking down, staring at it. Well, with me, I get scared just like anybody else. I have the same fears and emotions as anybody else. But one thing about me is I don't like to be paralyzed by that fear. So I press forward. So when you see me sitting on that bike like that, I'm breathing, I'm visualizing myself in a positive manner, completing the task,
There
getting
you
down
go,
there in
dude.
a safe manner, controlled and slow. So I know I can do it because I have to see myself do it before anyone else can see me do it. I have to believe I can do it first. And that's the same thing with you. A lot of my people, money's never really an issue. I call it the paper tiger. That's the paperwork. It seems like everybody can come up with the money, but not everybody can come up with the time to do the paperwork to get started. And I think that's the problem because we get so caught up in the minutia of what's going to be expected of me and things like that instead of just doing it. Like my Instagram and social media. I always want the perfect produced videos and all that, but like, man, I see people in their cars just talking like I'm doing now on the phone, just talking. And they're producing and getting all kind of views and likes while I'm here sitting procrastinating, watching on the sidelines. Like, man, wondering why I can't get like that. Well, because I didn't do it. It's better just to do it. Put it out there. You're gonna get better every time you do it anyway, and more comfortable. And now I'm getting more comfortable being on camera, regardless of how I feel or look about it. So I want you guys to look at me as an example. I try to lead my life as an example of how to navigate life. I'm a natural born leader, so I don't really talk about stuff that I don't do. And a real leader has the experience or has enough experience to know that if he can't do it, he'll find somebody or counsel people that can do it to walk them into how to do it. So that's where I am with you. I want to be your counsel. If you guys don't know how to navigate the home buying process, that's what I'm here for. I'm here. I'm here to be a consultant. So if that's you and you're sitting on the fence on the sidelines, letting life pass you by, and you want to experience the joy and the first step of wealth and home ownership in America, but you scared to pull the trigger to go down that feature like I am, talk to me. I'll pep you. I'll prep you up. I'll give you a pep talk. I'm all good for that. All my friends call me for a pep talk. It's not about not having fear. It's about how to mitigate that fear and turn it into courage. Because I feel like courage is doing something in the midst of having emotional fear and not fear itself. Like, no, I'm not scared to do anything. So just want to give you guys that tidbit of information. Hey, if I can do it, you can too. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.